It is unapologetically QI, also known as QI critical thinking, entering the building. Today I'm going to talk about the state of the bad boy himself, Sean P. Diddy Combs of Bad Boy Entertainment. That's right, the bad boy himself, P. Diddy. And could it be over for P. Diddy? Or could P. Diddy possibly be facing life or imprisonment for the rest of his life? According to New York PD's detective of rap intelligence, Derek Parker, P. Diddy has a questionable past. Federal agents raided the properties owned by hip hop mogul Sean Combs in Los Angeles and Miami, according to NBC News. The agents were authorized to search the property by warrant issued in Manhattan federal court. Three women and one man have been interviewed in New York by authorities in connection to a probe involving possible sex trafficking and sexual assault, the solicitation and distribution of illegal narcotics and firearms related to Combs, who is also known as Diddy, of course. The raids come a month after music producer Rodney L.I. Rod Jones sued Combs, claiming he was sexually harassed, drugged, and threatened. Federal agents raided the home um, um, by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Agents who raided Combs' property were authorized to search them by warrants issued in Manhattan federal court, months after a series of lawsuits accused Combs of serious sexual misconduct. Law enforcement sources stated, because we know that Cassie, she won her lawsuit, and after that lawsuit with Cassie, tons of other allegations and possible lawsuit claims started to come out. So that's one interesting thing. As well, we have to also look at the fact that um, according to um, Keefe D, um, Sean P. Diddy Combs has something to do with Tupac Shakur's murder, and that's allegedly, and that's according to Keefe D. So it would be interesting to see what happens in that situation. So when you look at all of the allegations that are lined up against P. Diddy, I'm not so sure that P. Diddy will not be in jail for the rest of his life. And these are also federal charges. And of course, we know that, the feds will sit back on you for a long time. Because, and, that of course, they have a 90 some percent conviction rate. A lot of people say, what, 98? But I'm going to say I do know of a couple of cases. So, yeah, I'll say 98, 97, 96. No, but no lower than a 95% conviction rate. So, generally, when the feds do pursue a person, they actually have something. And, like, like basically, P. Diddy is like 54 years old. So, he's like, gotten away with a lot of stuff for a long time, like allegedly he was out here just, going wild. And, I'm just interested in seeing what happens with him. Now, according to some sources, they say that Diddy, like, is on the run. He is not trying to, he's not trying to, sit down and take this lightly. So, but I mean, where are you going to go? Where is he going to go? Where could he run? Some people also allege that he's in an island, a little small island, a little small island. But as we know, they can also like come pick you up from those islands with the proper paperwork. So I'm not so sure that he's going to be able to get out of this, and I'm not so sure that that running would be a good idea, because that running also almost makes it appear that he's guilty of his charges. And around the same time, the entrepreneur's alleged drug mule, Brendan Paul, 25, was arrested in suspicion of cocaine and marijuana possession in Miami. So, I mean, we're talking about, like definitely a federal RICO case. We are talking about some major charges. And we all know, like, according to all of these federal RICO cases, once they start giving people those possible double digits and things like that, and, a lot of people the defendants start seeing how much evidence is stacked against them. A lot of times they make those plea deals and different things like that. So I'm not so sure that, like, people are not going to tell. And according to, like, a lot of people, um, it's alleged that a lot of people have stepped forward to testify and to become witnesses on this on behalf of the situation, up to and including Sean P. Diddy's neighbors, who told authorities that they saw him bring in busloads of girls. So, like, if your neighbors in this rich, luxurious neighborhood state that they saw you bring in slews of girls, and they're willing to testify on behalf of you, stating that they're frightened by him, that's not going to be. That doesn't seem like it's going to be a good outcome. Now, Aaron Dreyer, Diddy's attorney, said in a statement to CNN News on Tuesday that there was a gross overuse of military level force on search warrants were executed at Mr. Combs' residence. There is no excuse for the exclusive show of force and hostility exhibited by authorities or the way his children and employees were treated. So, the attorney who, like, some are saying are also in question, is saying that, you know, um he feels that they overuse or use an excessive amount of force, um, including using military level law enforcement or military level agents to come into his house. Authorities searched Combs' home on Monday because he's a target of a federal investigation carried out by the Department of Homeland Security team that handles human trafficking crimes, according to a senior federal law enforcement officer. The probe is being led by U.S. Attorney from the Southern District of New York and is carried out by the Department of Homeland Security Investigations, HSI, Transitional Organized Crime Division. The officials told CNN. HSI is responsible for investigating transitional crime and threats, including human trafficking, terrorism, narcotics, smuggling, and other organized criminal activities. The investigation stems from many of the same sexual assault allegations put forward in several civil lawsuits against Combs. According to a second law enforcement source familiar with Monday's search, Combs has previously denied those allegations, except the one that he lost, the lawsuit that he lost, civil lawsuit that he lost to Cassie. Agents were processing paperwork on card tables outside the Miami area home, and mobile command post vehicles were visible at both properties. Agents were authorized to search for documents, phones, computers, and other electronic devices that hold data or videos. The second law enforcement source said. So let's just look at that. Let's just take a glance at that. They went into P Diddy's home to get phones, computers, and all electronic devices. And I think a lot of the alleged victims of P. Diddy stated that, he had cameras everywhere, and it was like he was a manager. In my opinion, a lot of people who carry out these types of acts, it is not because like the alleged gay allegations. It's not for the sexual stimulation or the it's not for the sex. It's basically for the power. A lot of times when people victimize people in a sexual manner, it's for the power. So like I'm just gonna take a quick guess, and this is just my opinion only. I'm not a therapist or a doctor or anything, so I can't give out diagnosis. But I'm definitely gonna say that P Diddy definitely appears to have some type of have a lot of narcissistic traits, and it also brings me to like wonder if does fame, attention, money, and having things that like you may not have grown up with, like generally like poor people who become rich or wealthy, um, they're not used to those types of things, and so when they get that bit of attention, when they get that amount of money where they can um, eat whatever they want to, buy whatever clothes they want to, live in whatever type of home they want to, buy whatever vehicles they want to, that that amount of attention and that amount of power, they'll do anything to keep it. They'll do almost anything to keep it. As well, like we have to look at it. P Diddy was like young when he acquired his wealth. So, and I've heard a lot of wealthy people state that they get bored. Like it comes a time when you've traveled everywhere in the world where you've like pretty much bought everything you wanted, did everything you wanted to do, where you can like become bored, and therefore you look for like they look for different types of things. They either become unhappy, depressed, different things of that nature, and they look for things outside of things that we would call normal life to do. So I don't know. This is very interesting, and it's like a lot of the authorities and things think that Diddy has been getting away with these types of behaviors, and his behavior and activities have been questionable for decades. Like I stated earlier, um, like we know that Keefe D accused him of Tupac and also Biggie Smalls' mother, along with a Los Angeles, I think, police suspect that Diddy had something to do with both those murders. So I'm just saying, it's just an interesting case. And, I just wanted to come on and give a brief synopsis of it. And we definitely are going to keep our eye on it. Things should be breaking now, especially since, I'm not 100% certain, but they state that he's on the run. So and they've also got some of the people who work with him, like arrested. So, people of course are gonna talk. You know how it gets, like when it gets down to them double digits, they say, me or you, buddy. And a lot of times they pick themselves. So it's gonna be interesting to see what transpires in this case. And this is probably gonna be a long going federal, because it is a federal case. And the way that it appears, it's a federal RICO case, and we know that's like with multiple people. So they're probably going to be adding other suspects, um, as we go along. So like I'm going to try to keep everybody as informed as I possibly can with this case, or with the updates, or um, even if they go grab him and hold him captive. And it's going to be interesting to see what his lawyer decides to do as well, because it seems as his lawyer, he's coming out here and he's trying to get right on ahead of it, and he's basically trying to get the evidence and things that they may have found in P Diddy's home thrown out. So, and we know that he was a big time music mogul, and just like the making of the band and different things of that nature, he had access to a lot of things. And we've all heard the things about like that he would often um, allegedly make people do in order to acquire fame or or to acquire fame, or a contract, or different things of that nature through the music industry. So, this is pretty much what a lot of people have been talking about, when they say so-called the elitists or the Illuminati or whatever. Now, I don't really go that deeply into them terms, because I know that in a lot of cases, there is some higher ups, of course, that probably that Diddy probably experienced this through. Um, and I'm not going to call any names, at this point, because you know, um, I don't want to face any lawsuits myself, but of course, he probably learned this game from somewhere. So like, so there are some higher ups that he probably experienced this with. But of course, we have to just realize that a lot of these are our own people. Like P Diddy is a black man. A lot of the people that like have been alleged to also do things are black people. So we have to realize that we do have what they call the boule, or we do have like black people that that do these types of things as well. And it's like for the power, for the attention, for the fame, for the recognition, for the celebrity status. It's for a lot of different things. So in a lot of ways, I ask, is it worth it? Like, is it worth? Could it be worth it to? I think just like here on YouTube, right? I would pretty much rather, grow organically and do things myself than have to be under submission of someone, or to have to bow down and do certain things, because I don't think that that would make me happy. And I'm not one who can. I don't have that type of patience or different things of that nature to be able to sustain that kind of cruelty for long periods of time. So I know that that's something that I would not be happy with. So, like, one has to ask themselves, like, is it really worth it? Like, having all the riches and the money and the fame in the world, and being unhappy, and having people holding these type of things over your head. But and we know, like, in November, the singer Cassandra Cassie Ventura filed a lawsuit against Combs, her former boyfriend, in federal court in the New York Southern District, and she won. She won. So let's just look at something. He is probably not gonna hold on to a lot of his wealth um, for long. He's not gonna hold on to a lot of his wealth for long. And with the feds now being in charge, and they have their microscopic eye on, 9 times out of 10, they're watching, like, how that his wealth is transferred. And that's a sad situation even for his children. Um, because they may not end up living a luxurious life, or not may not end up being wealthy for the remainder of their life. So and also, like, I stated earlier, his children were there and witnessed the whole situation. So his children are very familiar with what's been going on. So basically, like I stated, I'm just gonna keep. I'm just gonna stay. I'm gonna try to keep everybody updated on what's going on. I just wanted to do a synopsis of everything that we've been hearing lately with this situation, because we have been hearing a lot of updates and a lot of breaking news, and so um, I'm just gonna stay updated with the entire situation. Especially, it was alarming to hear that his neighbors came out and went to the authorities and stated that that they witnessed him bringing a busload of girls and different things of that nature. But until next time, it is unapologetically QI, and I am now exiting the building. And peace, love, light. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe if you already hadn't. Like I stated, I'm bringing some new things to the channel. Well, I'm going in more of a direction, that I'm comfortable with, that I'm passionate about. So y'all just you know, stay patient, and and I'm hoping that like soon I'll be able to bring a full production to you. So peace, and I'm out.